Evening all, how we doing? I think, yeah, I'm live. I am live. I think the batteries are going in my Christmas tree. I think the Christmas tree batteries are dying. Yeah, I think the Christmas tree batteries are dying. So yeah, I thought we'd have a bit of a break from that mental radio-ness that we did yesterday. Crazy stuff, wasn't it? That could be a bit loud. Yeah, I thought we'd have a bit of a break and build a kit today that Derrick's very kindly sent in. So that's what's going to be happening. And it's quite interesting, this kit. I've just been having a quick look at the instructions. That's why I was a couple minutes late. I forgot what the time was. But it's a talking clock kit, so could be interesting. Let's see who we got in then. Let's see who we got in. Derrick's in. Derrick is the one that's kindly provided today's kit, so thank you very much, Derrick. Derrick's the man for kits. He is the kit man. Michael Hyde, I'm Michael. Aston's in. Phil Taylor. Multi. Benji. Macvision. Happy Christmas to you as well, mate. Afternoon, Colin. Colin Parnell. Nick Petronics. Remember someone selling a talking watch years ago? Yeah, I sort of remember it. It was I'm trying to think. I mean, the first digital watches had the sort of red LED displays, didn't they? Not LCD. LCD came later on. Cyberflyer, how you doing? ZX Harvey, how you doing, mate? Rob Titheridge, Simon's World. Les, how you doing, Les? Doug, Bright Sunshine in New York, very nice, Doug. Simon's World, how you doing, Simon? Ben, is it Dancer? No, it's Cruncher. Very good, Ben. Rob Bond, hi Rob. Kenneth, Brian, how you doing, Brian, over in Norway? Still got your radio to do, mate, but I think what I'll do is I'll do mine first. I can experiment on mine before I start yours. I think that's a pretty good idea. Mick McGinn, how you doing? I think Rob Bond, did I say hello to you, Rob Bond? Radio TV Repair. Good afternoon to you, mate, as well. Father Crunchmas. GT Jeff, afternoon, Jeff. Afternoon, Timothy Khan. I'm good, Radio TV Repair. How are you? Derrick's got a radio-controlled talking watch. Radio control? What, you've got one of them big joystick things, Derrick, have you? And you drive it around talking. Oh, blokey, afternoon to you, mate. So today, Mrs. Cruncher's Christmas wardrobe, or the Cruncher Christmas wardrobe, has come up with Gizmo. What? Why? Why Gizmo? I don't know, but he's got a Christmas hat on, so it's got to be a Christmas t-shirt, isn't it? Right. Poor old Gizzy. Remember the old Gizmo films? Gremlins, wasn't it? Not Gizmo, Gremlins. Back in the 80s. Hi Jess, how are you? So there's someone waiting patiently in the wings over here. As usual, he's looking a bit pensive today, Mr. Penguin. What's going on, Penguin? You're looking a bit on the tilt. What's going on? You haven't been touching my beers, have you? You haven't been touching my beers, Penguin. So what's it today? 13th, isn't it? We're now past halfway. Past halfway. Let's just get number 13. Coming number 13. He says as he collapses on the floor. Oh, we've got another one of these Wickwar. What do you reckon to that, Penguin? Any good? Rubbish! What? Rubbish! What? No? Be silly. It's good stuff, surely. Station Porter. Oh, I see they're play with words there. So we've got some station porter. I think we had one of these the other day. The label looks very similar, and I can remember Wickwar, Wessex Brewing Co. Didn't someone say it was near them? Or so it's 6.1%. So it's not weak stuff, is it? Mrs. Cruncher swore me out, isn't she? Ebony Ale, it says, but then it says, is it a porter or is it an ebony ale? Station porter, I think, may be the name for it. 6.1%. Good stuff. Better get it in me, I suppose. Better have it down my neck. So let's crack this open. Oop. Then we'll have a look at what Derrick's very kindly sent me in. We'll have a read of his letter. This is a bit of a challenge here for somebody because we've got one to give away as well. And if you remember, Derrick was the one that kindly gave me the Christmas tree kit that we built. And then, can you remember us giving Simon Spires one as well? I think Derrick wants to do the same this year, so maybe Derrick's built this and it's a bit of a nightmare kit. I don't know, but it looks interesting. Let's put that over there for now. Let's move some things back. So we're home alone. Mrs. Cruncher's at work tonight. Well, tonight she's at work today, but she finishes. I think 8:15 tonight. So I'm on cooking duty, etc. Right, let's get me little things together here. So that's our instructions. We've got some instructions, which is always good news. We need instructions. So this is the letter in from Derrick. So let's just turn our lovely Christmas tunes down a bit. So Derrick's saying it's coming to that time of year when you're looking for things for the Christmas specials. Rob, how you doing, mate? You're going singing tonight. Excellent. What? Is it The Voice or what's the other one? Not Pop Idol. That's finished, isn't it? Perhaps it's The Voice. Or you in a choir, Rob? Shanna. Welcome, Shanna. Wickwar's about 3 miles up the road from me, but Tipple's not brewed there now, sadly. Ah. Spanky, how you doing? Spanky's Magic Piano and his Magic Mega Drive Amstrad. So basically, it's this one's no different. He's sending me 2 kits, one for me to build if I have the time to do it, which is a pun, and the other one is a giveaway for the lucky winner to put together like last year and share it on YouTube. So Derrick's challenged whoever wins it to do a video of them building it. So I'm going to do a video of me building it today, and whoever wins the kit, which we'll announce at the end, we'll work out a keyword, etc. for that, and that'll be given away on Christmas Eve. And Derrick finally says, thanks for lovely entertainment through the year and look forward to the next one. Take care. Best wishes, Derrick. And he's a radio amateur as well, Derrick. Fellow radio ham. Golf Whiskey 0, Lima Juliet Whiskey. GW0 LJW. So thank you very much for that, Derrick. And let's get the camera sorted a minute, and we'll get on it. So here's the bits and pieces. See if I can prise the camera back off Mr. Penguin. Gotta watch him, he'll nick it and be gone all night. I don't know what he does with it, mind you, but he obviously has fun. Yeah, I think, yeah, okay, right. That's better, I can sit the proper way round now. So cheers, everybody. You got carried away watching Mr. Carlson's video. How you doing, Theo? You're singing about coal for Christmas. The coal man. Is that something up your way, Rob, or? Some of the early watches from the 70s are big money. Yeah, they are. So we got the words sheet of words here. So we've got some interesting bits on this as well. So we've got a photoresistor and a thermistor on this. So I'm not sure how that ties in with the whole talking clock thing. How would a photoresistor, unless it's movement sensor or something like that? A thermistor is usually temperature sensitive, isn't it? So, yeah, strange. We've got some whacking great LEDs. Some huge great LEDs, look. So it's a big old LEDs. You've got to love a big bright LED, haven't you? Massive. Massive. We've got, looks like a filter, probably to take the glare off of them, possibly. We've got a case as well, by the looks of it, which is one of these brown covered, paper covered ones. Yeah, I had that one, Jeff, the MG Maestro. I had one of those. So we've got some screws, we've got a couple ICs there. One they've obviously don't want to tell you what it is, so they've rubbed the name off of it. I'm not sure what the other one looks like, a timer IC or something like that. It might be an audio amp. There's another little miniature thing on a PCB, a SMD, and some header pins. Got a little speaker because it's talking, so we've got a little tiny miniature speaker, 8 ohm, half a watt. And our bag of bits. It's not a massive amount of bits, but I think it's going to be more tricky. We've got a little battery. It's even got a battery, look, Panasonic as well. So, yeah, nice. So Derrick's saying the photoresistor darkens the display at night when the lights are out. There's also a thermometer on it as well. Ah, wow. That's what the thermistor's for then. Very clever. So say we've got this kit, which I've undone. Here's the PCB. It's a nice black PCB. It's got no markings on it really. It's not PCB wire or anything like that. But it looks like the LEDs mount on the back and the other components on the front. So interesting. Wow. So what we'll try and do is get the overhead camera in as usual. Let's get the lights sorted. Let's get that down. I'm probably going to need my eyes. And as I say, this is the other kit already bagged up, ready to go. So stay tuned to learn how you can enter the competition to win that one. They've actually got everything with this. They've even given us a USB power connector. Look. So I assume you power up one of them like little 5-volt USB thingy-jiggers. Okay, let's get me bench sorted here a minute. Let's get me bench sorted. Let's put that to one side. We need to get the overhead camera a bit closer, otherwise we ain't going to be able to see anything. I've got me solder. Right, let me see. Where's my overhead camera? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do us. Just turn it the right way round. The white way round. Take the glare off. There we go. How's that? That's pretty good. You should be able to see what the hell I'm up to. I can put that one up there as well, possibly. Oh, okay. Pretty. Spanky don't need an alarm clock. His other half gives him the nod. You've got some bigger LEDs than that. I suppose there is bigger ones, about as biggest ones I've got here. Cole Porter. Carl, you mean Carol? Carol, Rob. C-A-R-O-L. Carol singing. Right. Gonna wake the neighbours up. Evening, Robert. Robert Head. There's a constant switch on a valve set to see if it worked. Most probably not run for 4 years. It hummed like mad. I vibrated too. Left it running. Smoothing caps are shot. Well, I'll have to watch that video. He's normally pretty good, Mr. Carlson, isn't he? Right, I'm going to put the beer over there out of the way. Put the book of words up here. So our first port of call is the resistors by the looks of it, and luckily there's only 2 values of resistor, which is very good. That's going to save a lot of hassle and head scratching and me getting me book out and all the rest of it. So we've got 2 lots of resistors. We've got 10K and we've got 330, and they're both marked. So no problemo. Exactly. Nice. So the only thing is they don't mark the value of the resistors on the board, so we've got to work that out from the book of words. So it says 10K resistors first. So that's R18. I'll tell you what, this is quite small. I am going to have to stick my the old goggles on. R18. It's up there. These are these little modern 5-ring resistors as well, I think. Little, are these quarter watt? I think these are quarter watt, aren't they? So R18. Next one, R9. Oh, they've even put them next to each other, haven't they? And incidentally, someone sent something in for Mrs. Cruncher as well today that's arrived. The parcel force guy said, "Who on earth is Mrs. Cruncher?" I said, that's me missus. I'm Mr. Cruncher. He's like, "All right, okay." And he sort of like shook his head and walked off. He was most amused. Oh dear. Who's Mrs. Cruncher? He comes here often enough because I think RS Components still use Parcel Force, and I got them coming tomorrow as well with some bits for a radio I'm working on. Trying to finish off a Sony 2001D at the moment, but I'm all done pretty much apart from one capacitor, which I haven't got. So the guy bought a pack of a capacitor kit from eBay. What am I doing here? R11? Yep. He bought a capacitor kit from eBay, and it was a pretty comprehensive kit, actually. I've not seen it. It's a good kit, but the guy's messed up a few bits on it. So I think there was 2 capacitors totally missing, one the wrong value. R12. Oh, I pulled 2 off there. I'm just placing these in for a minute. We'll get them soldered in once all the resistors are in. I'll solder them all at once. R12. Same as last year. What's that, Simon? Is that Mrs. Cruncher's gift from yourself, is it? If it is the same as last year, she's going to love that. Ooh. Aren't you known as Bishop Cruncher? Yeah, there was. There's been all sorts of weird stuff arrived here. I think there's a Right Reverend Cruncher it was at one time. And the Bishop Cruncher. There's all sorts of stuff been sent here. 14. And that's someone sent me. We had to buy National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because you know, we can rent it on Amazon and all the other streaming platforms, but for what it costs, you might as well just buy the thing. R13. We've got a spare one. Or have I not put one in somewhere? Right, let me just count up these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, I've got one spare. Always better to have one spare than one short, isn't it? And Paddy's in. He's hit me with Morse again. I don't know it, Paddy. I don't know it, mate. How are you? How are you, Paddy? Cheers, everybody. I'm just getting this down my neck. Right, that's all the 10Ks done then. So let's go for the 330s. It looks like these are all in line. It's very good of them to do that. So R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 7. Why have they done 8 and 7? Strange. Right, let's get them in. Let's get them in without further ado. Because I think this is going to be the quickest bit. The more difficult bit is going to be building the... what I'm trying to say, building the case and mounting these other bits. Thermistors and that, they've got to be mounted in a specific way by the looks of it. Have you built one of these yourself, Derrick? Does come up with some great kits. I've got those kits from Pat to build. I've also got an airband kit that Chris, All the Gear No Idea, has sent me. I'm a bit behind with my posting this year as well because I've got some bits to send out myself. Yeah, so the parcel force man is wondering who the hell Mrs. Cruncher is. When I told him I was Mr. Cruncher, he was like, okay. See you again. Happy Christmas. She does put up with a lot, Simon. She does. How did you guess that? Poor lady. RS have just stopped using parcel force now. DHL, drop it. Hide it, lose it. Oh, very good, old blokey. Yeah, you're right. Actually, they have started using DHL. Yeah, of course they have. I had some fun and games with DHL, so I don't use them at the moment. But I use Parcel Force for the majority of my parcels at the moment. It's my courier of choice. Got some quite good deals on Parcel Monkey if you go with them for parcels. Parcel Force comes out better than if you go on their own website and book it. So I'm using them at the moment. They're pretty quick and I've not had any problems with them. Good bunch of lads that come here. I usually get them collected as well because we're in the middle of nowhere. Saves me going into town with them, going into the big city. over in the next town to Cruncherville. There's a lot of resistors, isn't it? I take it this is the resistors for the LED array. Well, I thought there'd be some diodes in here as well. I'm sure there is. Parcel farce. Oh God. Oh dear. You had spare ones as well, did you? Yeah, this I got a spare one of each, which is good. It's better to have a spare one. You know, in the early days of these Chinese kits, you very often had a part missing. If it was a critical part, you pretty much had it. So, and resistors aren't too bad, but I haven't got any of these tiny ones, I don't think. So if we had one of these missing, it would be a whopping great one going in there. Right, I think that's all my resistors in, all lined up in a row. Look. Pretty resistors. So, what else is there? Okay, that's the first bit. So let's flip that over. Spiky style, and get them soldered up. Let's get some hot glue on them. I should have cleaned the board first, really. So I'm just going to run a bit of flux down through. Probably don't need it, but it'll make a better joint if I do, I suppose. Probably won't bother with the rest of them, but these are all tight together. Should have the extractor on really before the Christmas is in the way. Just turn it around. Do this side. And this PCB holder, very useful. Present from Mr. Andrew Ausfer. Very useful. Yeah, looking good. We having a dig at the poor old parcel couriers. They've certainly got their work cut out this time of year, haven't they? Right, just give them a little touch up with the old soldering iron. I've cut the ends off. Just neatens up the solder pad, but not really necessary, but you know me, fussy git. Just makes a neater looking joint, that's all. There we go. Right. There's our resistors all in. All on. Apparently parcel to go are supposed to be very economical. Parcel to go, yeah, probably similar to Parcel Monkey, Timothy. Break a slab of toffee. Are they plated through holes, or do you have to solder both sides of the board? They're plated through. You shouldn't need to solder the other side of the board. It's quite a nice joint come through as well. See the solders run right the way through. I don't think there's any boards that you've got to solder both sides, Timothy. I think these days they're all through hole with plated holes. It's only if you make your own board that you can't really do the through holes. Well, you can, because you can actually get little tiny, almost like little rivets that you put in the holes to make the through hole connection. So even if you make your own board, you can turn it into a through hole board, if you know what I mean. I don't know if this is a 2-beer job or a 1-beer job. What do you think? I love delivering Les's stuff to the wrong address. Excellent. Well, it gives you a bit of exercise, Les, going around trying to find it, doesn't it? Bit of sport. Right, what's it saying to put in next then? So next up is the crystal oscillator. It should be installed horizontal with the circuit board. Horizontal with the circuit board. Oh, I see. They put like a little picture of it there. Look. So they basically want to lie it flat on the board. A bit confusing, but that's to stop it sticking out, I suppose. These are not polarized. It doesn't matter which way around this goes. Let's find our little crystal. In fact, let's pour our components out. Save hunting through the bag for them. I'm sure I saw a little tiny cylindrical crystal. Yes, I did. There he is. Little diddy one. So where's that got to go then? Goes over here somewhere apparently. Speaker. I've got the board the wrong way round according to their plan anyway. So it goes up here. C1. No, Y1, sorry, over here. Even further over. Y1. Y1 when you can have two. So it looks like they want it to sort of rest about there with the ends bent down through. So let's get some pliers. You don't want to dwell too long on a crystal either when you're making one of these, because you can actually desolder the little tiny bit of crystal inside. So I've just bent the legs 90 degrees. Drop it in there. Okay, that's going to be tricky to solder, so I think what I'll do is I'll put a little tiny bit of flux on there. You can't see what I'm doing for a minute. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of flux on there and just catch a little bit of solder on the iron. Just touch it on and that should tack it in place. Bit wonky, but that's okay. Straighten it up. It's not okay, I can't be doing them wonky. There we go. So flip it and finish it. Floppy, how you doing? It's a 2-beerer, you reckon? It's a double beerer. Let's give that a little bit more. I don't really want to dwell too long on there. Let's cut the little bits off. Okay, that's that one done. What does it want next? Then install 2 pieces of 22p ceramic capacitors and 3 pieces of 104 ceramic capacitors. So we've got some 22p's and some 104s. So I've got some, can see the 104s. Oh, he says throwing them everywhere. And throwing them even further everywhere. I picked this blue thing out because it's got little sections where you can put different components. That was the plan, but I seem to have tipped them everywhere now. And it's very difficult to pick things up off of the surface, so let's have a look what we've got here. So this said 22, didn't it? So C4 and C5 are 22, which is this little diddy one here. Let's get the others together. 2, 3 of those. We've got a load of transistors. It's quite quite a comprehensive kit, this, by the looks of it. Quite nice. I'm liking it. I'm liking it, Derrick. It's not giving me any headaches yet. No headaches as yet. How much time will it take? I don't know. Are you timing me? You timing me, Doug? Right, so C4 and C5, these are going in. C6, C3, C1, C5 and C4. Oh, both on that crystal then. Let's pop those in. One. So what is that doing to the crystal? Just giving it a bit of isolation, maybe? Let's get the flux actually, because it's through hole. It'll just help it go through the holes and out the other side nicely. A tiny bit of flux just means we've got to clean it off afterwards. It'll look okay. Nice. Right, next, the other caps. That's C1, 2 and 3. So, when do I see C1 there? 1. C2, that. And C3 out there. Let's get them done. I noticed something on this one. I can see the actual ceramic stuff, so I need to pull that one up a little bit, otherwise it's not going to solder, because the ceramic is poking through the hole. Get in there. Did I zoom in then? Not out. I was going to zoom out a little bit because the board's getting a bit fuller now. Next then, battery snap. BT1 in the opening of the battery snap is outward to make the installation of the battery convenient. Then install the luminous LED . Okay, the battery snap. Let's do the battery snap. That appears to have got tangled up with push switch here. Okay, so it's got to be with the opening facing outwards. So we're going to need to just adjust our PCB holder for this one. Just loosen that off. Loosen this one off, it's easier. Steady, right. Right, battery snapper. Yeah, thank you, Kenneth. Better than watching telly. It is telly. No, cheers, Floppy. And Brian. I keep calling you Kenneth, Brian. I'm not sure why you've named it Kenneth. So hopefully that'll stay in there. That seems to be fairly robust. Again, we probably want a little bit of flux. Hopefully this doesn't drop out as soon as I put the soldering iron on it. Seems to be slightly sprung into the contact, so let's have a look. Fingers crossed, wish me luck. Let's wait for that to go off and then we can do that one. Excellent. Right. What's it asking for now? Then install the luminous LED. The end marks with... Okay, which is the luminous? Is that this thing here? Is that this? Is this the luminous LED? It looks like it is. Well, that's a bit confusing because in the diagram they show you the luminous LED there, look, and it says like the one with the shoulder on it is the minus, but actually on the thing itself, if you can see, you'll be able to see this or not. It's actually marked on the. It's very small, but let's see if we can get how close we can get in. But can you see it's actually got plus and minus? You just see a plus there, look. You just see a plus there on it. So it is actually marked on the. Well, it's quite a bright LED actually. That's one of those little what do they call them? Can't remember what they call them now. It's is it a cob? That's a chip on board, a cob, isn't it? So this could be fun to solder. I think what we'll do with this one is we'll put a blob of solder on the actual board first. Let's just get you in shots and get rid of the glare. So I think the best bet is to put a little blob of solder on the board first, and then slide it into it to hold it in place. Let's get the old tweezers out. Where's my decent tweezers? I did have them here handy. I think the goat's nicked them. There we go. So make sure we got this the right way around. There we are. Let's do the other one. Let that go off. I'll just touch that one up. There we go. LED done. It's bright, isn't it? It's like an egg, isn't it? It's like a poached egg. Mavis and the Tea Lady. Afternoon, Mavis and the Tea Lady. Oh, Mavis, the Tea Lady and friends. Excellent. Welcome. Rolf, you wish your hands were that steady. Rolf's got two, has he? Right. What's next then? What is next? Install the two pieces of IC sockets. So it's nice that they've actually given us the sockets as well. I really like that. It says install two pieces of IC sockets, U1 and U3. So they want the two smaller ones first then. So we've got U3, you can just see there. So that's you've got to stick the socket in with the notch in the same place, if you know what I mean. So these have got a notch on one end, and you can see there's a notch on the board. So you need to put that in there. These are always fun because what I tend to do is just stick my finger on them and do the old flux and a little bit of solder trick again. And I usually hold the one that I'm going to solder. So I'm going to try not to do that. So where are we? We're over here. You can't quite see. There we are. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of flux on one corner. I'm going to pick up a little bit of solder on the soldering iron. Just hit that one there. It should hold it, which it has. Okay, there we go. So again, we'll definitely flux these. Just going to tack this corner as well, because it's still moving about a bit. I'm just going to put a bit of pressure on. Make sure that's up tight. And that one. There we go. Alright, so a bit of glare. But, we've got to have lights, haven't we? We've got to have lights on the situation. What you don't want to do is put one of those in the wrong way around, because if you do, it's going to be a pig to get it out again. Because these through-hole boards are quite difficult to desolder stuff from, but that looks pretty good. Switches. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to mounting it long ways in the PCB holder. It's just going to make it easier for you to see it, and it's easier for me to solder it as well. So if you're doing any of these kits, I would recommend you getting one of these holders, definitely, because it does make life a lot easier. Right, what are we doing next then? Oh, we've got to do the other IC, haven't we? U1, which is over there, and that's, see, they're trying to catch you out. They put that one the other way round, see? They put that one the other way round. Right, so again we'll stick a little bit of flux on. And find the flux. Let's see if I can do this again without burning my hands. Fingers. There we go. You can use a bit of blue tack or something like that to hold them in place, but Yes, it does flow better if you've got a bit of flux on it, I must admit. It means you've got a mucky board. If I had an ultrasonic cleaner, I'd chuck it in that, but my ultrasonic cleaner's very nice, but it's too small. Need a proper old 1 litre one, or not a litre, 5 litre one. Incidentally, I had to pay a massive parking fine today. Whoa. 100 quid parking fine I had to pay today. Pretty gutted about that. That's Mrs. Cruncher's alcohol fund gone. Is that a bit of flux, or is that just a pad on the board? I don't know. See, 100 quid parking fine. I just totally forgot about it. So it was 60 quid, and if you didn't pay it within 14 days, it went up to 100, and of course I forgot. And I've now been stung with a 100 quid fine, which I've just had to pay this morning. So, yeah, that's Mrs. Cruncher's booze fund gone for the year. Okay, so now I've got to install 3 pieces of side switches, S1, S2 and S3. You bet your life that's exactly where I've just put that board. So I'm gonna have to put it back in this way now. Tell you, it's a rip-off. How can they warrant charging that much for parking? It really is a rip-off, isn't it? You know, all we were 14 minutes late back to the car. 14 minutes late, and that's cost us 100 quid for being 14 minutes late. Nothing you can do about it. It's all they got it stitched right up, so just gotta cry into my beer later. Yeah, not the greatest day today, but there you go. It's my own fault. Flux, to be sure. Fried egg LED. Steve, here for the fun. It certainly is fun. There's always fun here, mate. There's always fun down here with us loonies. Right, switches then. There's got to be these little things here, isn't it? Got to be these, and I've got 3 of them, so yeah, must be. So I wonder if they'll stay in. Will they stay in nicely? Let's stick S3 in first. Yeah. Looks like they're staying nice and tight in the holes. So we might be lucky with those, and they'll just stay put while we solder them. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Let's flip it. Let's flip it and solder it. Apologies for the glare, but be careful because I won't be able to see what I'm doing else. Right, so a bit of fluxy. This is quite runny flux, this is, so it does go down into the joint quite nice. Doesn't make quite as much of a mess of the board as the gel flux does. That gel flux gets everywhere, it's really sticky. You get it on your fingers, you know it. Right, there's our switches in. Switched in. Little tactile switches. Next up then, what's next for us? 5S8550 transistors, Q1 to Q5. One, two, three, four, five, all the way down there. So have we got 5 transistors? Yes, we have. Let's get those in then. So these, you're going to have to bend the legs because they're quite a bit smaller. So we're going to have to splay the legs of them. Just bend the legs at a fraction on each corner. It should go in. There we go. 1. You can see I've splayed the legs before, can't you? Went in first time. 2. And these are fairly well held into the holes as well, so shouldn't need to support these. I've got that one a bit squiffy. There he is, he's in. And the last one. Hopefully they'll all stay put while we solder, make sure they're all the same level, because I'm fussy like that. Right, will they stay still while I solder them? That's the question. Flux. Solder action. Really should have that extractor going while I'm doing this. This is not good really with these flux fumes. Yeah, looking good. Okay, let's just cut those legs off. Right, next, what's next? Oh, it says the height's got to be the same as the tactile switch as well. They might be slightly higher, we'll have to see about that. I might have to push them in a bit further then. Let's push them in a bit further. Lovely neat installations going pear-shaped now. So they've got to go pretty far down by the looks of it to be the same sort of height as the tactile switch is. My mistake for not reading the instructions properly. Better to do it now than later when it's built and I've got to redo what I've done already. Okay. There we go. That's much flusher. Much flusherer. Okay, we need to put a bit of more solder on that centre pin there, I think. Let's just come through now. And that one there wants a bit of touch up. There. A little more solder because I pulled some of it through the back. There we are. Right, they're a lot flusher now. It says they've got to be the same height as the tactile switches, which they are now. If I stick up too far, I suppose the top would go on. So install the electrolytic capacitors. The long pin of the electrolytic is the positive pole, short pin is negative. Pin faces against the shadow on the circuit board, and then the DC power jack. Right, okay. Electrolytic capacitor C6. That is a 470 according to this. So this one, yeah, it is. Negative C6, and negative is the one that's marked, so it's got to go in there. That's a bit tight to that. Oh, blokey, thank you very much for Mrs. Cruncher's booze fund. Yeah. Carol Bates, hi Carol. Just catching up with the chat a minute. There's a large pad under the LED. Did that need soldering as a heatsink? Okay, let me just have a look. What does it say? It doesn't say so. Doesn't actually say so. Yeah, it doesn't actually mention that. To be fair, there's not really any way that you could solder that. Yeah, there's actually no way that you could get in there and solder that. So, because it's a plastic body, so you wouldn't be able to solder that. You know, even if I heated it up with hot air, I'd ruin the LED. So I'm not sure how that works. Let's stick this one in then a minute. But well spotted. I didn't spot that. Oh, soldering iron's decided that it's had enough. It's saying you've been on too long, you're going off now. It's a very fast heat up, this iron, I must admit. Let's pop the legs off that one. Oh, that went over my shoulder. Probably end up inside one of my amateur radios. Oh, nice and ready for me to just take these transistor legs off a bit flusher. Now they're poked through a bit further, because it might stop the LEDs going on later. It's too much leg sticking through the hole. Right, next is the DC power jack JK1. That's got to be this one then. Is that going to be nice and stay in there while I solder it? Are you going to be nice to me, DC jacker? Building a talking clock, Steve. And thank you, Paddy, as well. Cheers, Paddy. Oh, yes, how are you, mate? I take it Yaz is your first name. I keep calling you Yaz. Make sure plenty of solder on that one, because that's the place where it's going to fail, if any. Yeah, that looks good. So we've got our jack on board. Next, we've got another capacitor there. It doesn't say anything about that one, does it? C6. We've got another capacitor there, but I'm not sure why. I can't see another capacitor marked on the board there anywhere. Those stray leads that go flying always seem to end up going in the bottom of your foot at some point. Yeah, I know the feeling. Eileen Weaver. Vark Tech. I think you've got keyboard problems, Eileen. Or Lean Weaver. I'm not sure. I won't even attempt it. So it says there's another capacitor marked on this board. If you look at this plan here, we've got another capacitor C0 marked there. Look, 10 microfarad. When you look at the board, it's not on there. There's nothing there. But we have got the capacitor, which is a bit strange. 10 UF. Yeah, that should be C0, but there's no hole for C0. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe they've modified it then. Yeah. Maybe this is a different version. Oh well. I don't know if has yours got that, Derrick? Second capacitor. This has only got the one electrolytic. Okay, next up then. What have we got next? Install the photoresistor R16. The photoresistor does not have a positive and negative. The pin of the photoresistor remains 15 mm. Weld it on the circuit board and bend the photoresistor to upward light end. What? Let me read that again. That's double Dutch, really. The yeah, we know that. The pin of the photoresistor remains 15 mil. Weld it on the circuit board and bend the photoresistor to upward the light level. Well, I'm not really sure what that is, but there's a little picture here. It shows the photoresistor. Surely the light detecting surface is on the top here, where my finger is. Surely that's a light detector. So is it got to face forward, backwards? I don't know. That's a bit strange. I assume they mean leave the legs 15 mil. So we'll get the old ruler out. Legs have got to be 15 mil, which is there. So let's bend it there. No, that's going to be more than 15 mil, isn't it? Less than 15, I mean. Yeah, a couple mil. It's going to bend the legs 15 mil. Well, 15 mil and then bend the legs. So I did it the wrong way around last time. So we need 15 mil sticking up the top. Which is there. Let's burn that on quick and then let's weld it on quick and hope for the best. So we've got our welded 15 mil legs. It's a bit wonky, but let's straighten that up a bit. It says facing upwards, but in the picture it shows it sort of bent to one side, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm sure all will be revealed when we try and put it in the case and it doesn't fit. Photoresistor. Okay, next is thermistor. Thermistor does not have positive and negative, but it wants to us to install the thermistor sort of like that. It's the wrong way up. Again, which way round is that PCB? Doesn't really give us much clue. Just says it wants us to bend it sort of axial wise. I mean, I thought this was a diode. Obviously, it's it looks very much like a diode. I assume, I mean, it's the only bit I've got left, so it's got to be the thermistor. So it says it's got to be sort of like that in the PCB, but that's right where my clamp is. So if I'm looking at the PCB from the front, it would be that way around then. So it's not flush to the PCB. It's sort of sticky up a bit. It's a bit sticky up. A bit like that, maybe. Let's try and get that on. And this is all stuff that might need manipulating later. Oh, I'll touch that before that one's gone off. Let's touch that one up again then. LDR faces up to catch ambient light. Yeah. Facing the back of the clock. I'm sure all will be revealed when we go to put it in. I mean, that looks quite long, but it's sort of saying it's got to bend and go that way, I think. But we'll see what happens when the case goes on. I mean, that one might be a bit high. But there we are. We got them both in. Right. What do we want next? Doesn't look like a diode, doesn't it, Nick? Whew, I'll tell you, it's hot with this thing on. Right, okay, what are we doing? I think we're nearly there. Install the digital tube. The digital tube. Confirm all welds are in good condition. There's no solder skips, inefficient circuit, blah, 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 blah. For installing the digital tube, then install the digital tube. So I think they mean the these big LCDs now. Nice, I do like these whacking great LCDs, I like it. So they just sit on the board like that, I think. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to clean off all the flux and muck on there a minute before we install stuff over the top of them. Let's get them out of the way so I don't get flux all over the LEDs. Where's my flux brush? There. Let's get some blue roll. So just put isopropyl alcohol on that, nothing fancy. Bit of blue roll. It doesn't say anything about the IC socket, to be fair. Let's have a look. Does it say anything about the IC? Oh yeah, and oh okay. So I didn't read it all. I have got to install the other one first. So well spotted, people. Once again. Hang on. Who's ringing me now? Bear with. Excuse me. Sorry, I muted it to answer the phone call, but whoever it was hung up when I answered. Perhaps they were telling me to install that IC socket. My mistake. Don't know why you use this blue roll for that. It comes apart, it's not great. It's rubbish blue roll. Never buy the blue roll with the sort of perforated look because it's rubbish. Just buy the flat 3-ply one. Much better. This is good stuff. This is lint-free cloth I get from, not cloth, but lint-free tissue I get from CPC. A lot better. Right, okay, back as we were. Cheers, out, blokey. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Mrs. Crunch is just asking me why I sent her a picture of my parcel. I don't think she quite read that right. Right. Now we can install the LEDs. Now these have got to go in a specific order. We've got 2 with dots that way and 1 with dot that way. I'm assuming that's just to get the right. So we've got a bit of protective film on there as well by the looks of it. So that one's got the dot that way. So I think we're going to have to do these one at a time. We seem to have extra holes there for some reason. I'm wondering, I'll just have another read of this a minute. Should have installed some pin headers here before. Yeah, it's a bit misleading this because we've got this bit down here that talks about these pin headers. They're obviously soldered to this piece here. And then this pin header, you know, this IC must then solder into the board, but it doesn't actually say anything about that. So make sure we get this right first. So where's that got to go then? So speaker's got to be installed as well. Yeah, there's a lot missing there. There's quite a lot of stuff missing. It says absolutely nothing about installing the speaker whatsoever. But surely we've got to install that before we... maybe that little thing goes in the... Yeah, that goes in one of these, so that's okay. Yeah, we must have to install the speaker. Well, the wires anyway. I have to install the speaker quite yet, but before we solder in the LED, we've got to put these speaker wires in, surely. Yeah, so that just, okay. But yeah, we have got to put these in. They're cracking up. They're cracking up. Doesn't say which way round they go. I don't suppose it matters actually, really, does it? The positive, is that usually marked with a square? So we're going to have to try and do these, the old flux. Put some gel flux on this so it won't run everywhere. Yeah, that's what I'm intending to do, Derek. I'm going to put the speaker on afterwards. I don't want the speaker flopping about while I'm trying to. Well, that's my speaker wires in. Yeah, we want to install those before we stick the LCDs on. Is there anything else that they've omitted? No, I don't think so. Right. Right, it's LCD time then. So let's put these whopping great LCDs on the board. So I'm going to do 2 and then 3 and then slide it up. So that one's good. You can see there's like a little dot on the board there that matches the dot there. So that's got to line up. So I'm going to have to do the old flux and solder jobby on that just to hold it in place. To zoom out a little bit because you're not going to be able to see everything I'm doing here because I'm down on this end of the board at the moment. So let's get the soldering on. So, let's just finish soldering that one in. Yes, you can tell. I mean, this is pretty good solder. It's got flux in it, but a bit of flux on the board does help. Just touch up those first 2 again, that one. That's one down. Next. Now this one's got to go the other way up with a dot at the top, according to the little dot on the board there. Which is a bit strange because the pins don't line up now. What's going on with that then? The pins don't line up. Are they bent? Well, that was bent a bit. The pins don't line up. Right, it's going to have to be a scraunchy, force it in jobby, I think. Squash it down and... I'm having to force that. Yeah, we don't need to tack that one in. It's in there, but I really had to push that down hard to get that in. I put my photoresistor now. Yeah, certainly there's no there's no leeway on that. That's so let's see what the next one's going to be like then. So this one's going back up the other way. What I would say the normal way up. And that one goes in fine, look. Oh, well, that second one's so difficult to get in. Took a bit of force, that did. And to get nasty with it. Get nasty. Right, so this one's a bit slacker, so I'm going to need a bit of flux on here. Just tuck this in. Do the rest. Trying to burn the IC holders. We're fully numbered up now, look. One to go. So we're going to have to move our PCB around now to get this one in. PCB holder. This one's got to go the correct way up, like that. So once again, we'll just hold it and tack two corners. Flux. I'm not really putting a lot of flux on these because I don't want it running down into the LCDs. LEDs. Come on, Graham, sort yourself out. Keeping away from that plastic socket there now. There we go. Full bank of big LEDs. Picture of Graham's parcel. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Right. So let's have a think. What are we doing now? I think we're almost ready for fire up, so we can do away with that one for a minute. We can go and get some. We can go and get another beer. I think that's definitely a 2 beer job. How are we doing on time? 7:15. It's a 2 beer job, so going in with a Fat Tony beer. What have we got today? From young Tony. Ubu. Sorry, Penguin, but I'm going for another beer. I know it's not one of yours. I know. Don't get stroppy. No need to get feisty with me. Pure Ubu. Right, let's have a bit of a tidy up. Let's go to the main camera now. Let's get rid of some of these other pictures. I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up because we're going to need to start assembling the case and various other bits and pieces. Got ICs to stick in. Speaker, that. Oh, we've got to do that little board there, haven't we? Let's not forget that one. Stick my ruler back out of the way. Got a little filter. I want to bend that up. Incidentally, Derrick, there was these screws in the packaging. Any ideas what they're for? Like stainless steel Phillips screws that look like they come out of a cabinet. You're not missing some screws, Derrick, are you? So they were in the packaging, Derrick. Any ideas? What's on? (88:88). Oh, Jeff, how are you? So yeah, answers on a postcard, Derrick, for that one, I think. So let me just get rid of some of the rubbish. Oh, it's rubbish at throwing these days. Right. What have we got then? Let's have a look what we've got left. So we've got this one capacitor short, which I think there must be a board revision that they've changed the layout of the board. We need to do this one next, so let's get this one done. I think this one's a little bit too small to go in the board holder, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4. So we just snip it in the middle. Are they supposed to snap these? So betting it snaps in the wrong place. Oh, got it. Right. So I think we need a shorter bit going through the board and the longer bit to go in the holes. So it wants to be that way up. And ideally you want to make sure those pins line up. So what we want to do really is stick it in a socket and solder it in a socket. So let's get a a spare one. Oh, he says banging his head on the light. Let's get my socket stash. Let's get my socket stash out. Let's just find any old one will do, won't it, really? Let's get a big turn pin one there, a bit more substantial. So if I stick it in there, that will mean that our pins will line up then, won't it? This is where I stick it in my fingers. Bloody go in there. Well, he is in there, but it's one of those wiper sockets rather than a turn pin one, so we want a wipery type socket like that. Let's get you in a bit closer. Try that again. So yeah, they were a bit tight to go in, those turn pins. This is a cheaper sort of socket now, but hopefully it'll go in here a bit easier. There we go. Right. So that should be lined up now because it's actually in a socket. So let's get the old gogs on. Let's have a look at the size of this. Let's use the tiny solder for this then. The baby solder. Because this is a little bit smaller. Come on, oh, you monster. Yeah, this is a bit trickier. It's a bit here. Right. Well, that should line up because I've soldered it inside a socket, so there we are. Let's put them back up out the way. And let's get the pure Ubu out. Ubu. Someone saying that's your favourite band of all time, Jeff, from Cleveland, Ohio. Chocolate crystallised ginger, I remember that. What's I can have them. They were in the packaging though. Cap's not needed. No, it is a spare one, but you know, it's better to have spare stuff than stuff missing, isn't it? Right, it's a two beer job, unfortunately. This one, it's a double beerage, and this is one of my favourite of the purity ones, actually, the Ubu. So it says now that we've got to check for solder bridges, all that sort of stuff, dry joints. I've done all that really, pretty much, when I cleared all the flux off of it. Had a good look over it. And I've been soldering it through the magnifying glasses, to be fair, so it looks pretty good. It's gone together very well, actually, and pretty quick for me. What have we got to do now then? Install the IC and batteries with snap. Snap battery can only be used temporarily. It won't supply power for clock. Use 5 volt for power supply. So install the IC and batteries. So let's get these in. I don't know if these are static sensitive, but they're only in a bit of plastic foam, so I wouldn't have thought so. So IC1 is obviously the big long one. And will this fit in there without manipulating? No, it won't. So we need our little leg bendery thing. Now, what have I done with that, Derek? Because you sent me one of those as well. And he's got a walkabout. He's got a walkabout. My little chip benderer. Oh, that's a pain. That's useful, that is. Yeah, Derek, give me a little IC straightener. So we're going to have to do it on the bench. Just going to have to roll it both sides. We've got one bent leg there, look, which we need to straighten. See if that'll fit now. No, not quite. Nearly. So near, so spar. And we're in. That was tricky. Right. U3 is our little dodgy board. Now I've got to clean that up because it's a bit mucky. Just give that a bit of a clean. I've got flux in my mouth now. That ain't good. U3 is that way up. And this one is the last one, so that must be U2. Looks to have gone in okay. There we are. So that's it all finished. George is in. Morning, George. You just got up. Brandy snaps. Baked beans. Right. We've got to install our little speaker, obviously. It doesn't mention the speaker at all. It's just not interested in the speaker. It doesn't mention it at all, but we've obviously got to install it. So the easiest way to do this, I think probably it's pre-soldered anyway, isn't it? Let's give it a bit of solder. You had tea after sleeping, but you just got up. Well, George is a bit of a night owl, aren't you, George? So I've just tinned that. I'm going to tin the wires, although it looks like it's pre-tinned wire anyway. Of course, I'm using leaded solder, and everything on here will be unleaded, I assume. There's one. Two. It's our speaker. I'm sure all will be revealed when we put it in the case. Again, no instructions for the case whatsoever. So we need a 5-volt supply, so we've got one of these thingy bobs, standard sort of iPod, iPhone charger type thingamajigger. So we need that. Plug that in. What have we got there that we can unplug? Let's unplug that one there. Just put that out of the way, that's me. The bits. Let's plug that in. So we've got to put the little button cell in it, which is gone walkabout. Now, which side up is positive, I wonder? I assume it's positive up like that. Let's get you in a bit closer. See where the smoke comes from. So let's have a look. Install the IC and batteries. Reset. So press the voice key, function key, and the plus key for 5 seconds. So I've got to push them all for 5 seconds. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So it's reset. Reset a time, clock, and hourly chimes. Adjust the hour, press a function key, and push plus to adjust. So push a function key.
12 o'clock.
Hell. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And press it again. So I got 34. So, if you hold it, it goes a bit quicker. $34. Oh, this is the alarm clock now. We don't want that really, do we? Do we want the alarm? Oh, it's the temperature, 26. 1934. So what's the other button? Voice key.
1934.
I love it. I love it. It's not not dem accent, is it? Let's have a go again. Let's get a bit up a bit closer.
1934.
It's what language is that, would you say? I don't know why it's flashing. There. Well, it's quite nifty, isn't it? I like that, Derek. That's definitely a thumbs up kit, that is. Devon with a hint of Deep South English. I'd love a Brummie talking clock. Well, what did it do then? I just pushed it and it's got
1935.
So just the hour of the alarm clock, just the minute of the alarm clock. Set up whether to activate the function of the alarm clock. Press the function key again. Push plus 0.4 lights. Alarm clock is activated. Adjust hourly chime. Press the function key. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So if you push plus, it shows the temperature apparently. 25C. You can't really see that. It's probably why we need this filter. Yeah, look at that. That's better, isn't it? That's betterer. Oh, 2016. First of the first. I don't know what the S or 5 means. So there's lots of other functions, but let's get them finished up. Let's just push them again so we know what the time is.
1937.
That's brilliant. I love it, Derek. Excellent. I'm going to be messing about with that all the time now. And Mrs. Cruncher comes in, I'm going to go
1937.
brilliant. Okay. It works. Hallelujah. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Right. Oh, hello. Let's do the case, and then I really have got to shoot off because I've got to sort out Mrs. Cruncher's tea. So I hope you're all enjoying it so far. Buns Mavis. Mavis, love it. So again, no instructions for the case, so I'm assuming that's pretty straightforward. Oh, install the cover, it says. Paste a film on the digital tube. Paste a film on the digital tube. The film has a layer of glue. Tear off the film and then paste them on 4 digital tubes. Cut off the excessive edges, then the effect will be better. Well, we've got some protective film on here anyway, haven't we? I hope it's protective film. Yeah. If not, I've just pulled the solarizing stuff off of it, but I don't think I have. You don't need that for LEDs, it's LCDs. I do like this big display though. It could be my new clock, Derek. I'll have to get rid of my trusty old IKEA clock. I think I like this one better than my IKEA clock. It's going to be my new workbench clock, Derek. So it looks like I've got a dirty finger mark on that, so let me just get rid of that with a bit of isopropyl a minute. So we don't want a dirty finger mark on our nice new clock, do we? So apparently this has got a sticky back on it. This is going to be fun getting this off. Which side is sticky then? We've got finger marks all over this as well. Got it. That's tricky to get off, isn't it? There we are, there's our film on it. I'm there, Derek. I'm there, I'm with you. Right, that's the best way to get this off a scalpel. Didn't leave much overlap on that bottom piece. Yeah, right, that's trimmed it up. Apart from that bit there, which has not come off for some reason. Nice. 1943. I love it. Love it. Right, now this is going to be fun, isn't it? Making the case. Let's have a look how this goes then. That's maybe... Yeah. I'm one of those unusual people that likes flat pack stuff, so this sort of stuff I quite like doing. So it looks like it goes like that. Just need to make sure that that jack plug's in the right orientation. So assume it goes like that. So the jack plug needs to go 180 degrees the other way. So that one needs to go like that. That like that. So I take it the speaker goes in behind there. Jack plug there, two knobs sticking out. There. Yeah, all good, right. It's like a that. That's how it is. I just check to make sure she's all right.
1945.
Brilliant. Adrian, how you doing, mate? Right. This is where you need clean hands. I might stick gloves on for this, because otherwise you're going to get sweaty marks all over your nice clean perspex. And if you get it on the inside, it's a pig. So I'm gloving up. I'm gloving up, people. Look out, Dr. Cruncher's in the house. Can't get the black gloves at the moment. Well, I can if I want to pay about 20 quid a box, whereas they were about £8 a box. So I don't know if any of you use gloves, but they've gone the price of disposable gloves that are not medical. You know, they're really just for the electronics industry, tattoo artists, hairdressers, that sort of thing. The price has gone through the roof for some bizarre reason. Whether it's supply from China, I don't know, but the prices have gone mental. Right, so get a bit of isopropyl ready, because I'm going to need to just clean off that display, because I've got finger marks on that film. So that's done. Just clear that off, leave that facing down, so no dust. Now I'm not going to be able to get the film off, am I? Yeah, this is now the problem, that I can't get the film off without the help of my fingernails. There we go. Of course, you can leave this film on, you know. Simon's not in, is he? So I can talk about Simon. It's you can leave the film on if you really want the brown effects on it. I think Simon will live that one down. So if you watched Simon build the Christmas tree, was it last year or the year before? I lose track of time. So I'm just using the scalpel to try and lift the edge of this, but it's not easy. When's he making the Fidelity 1000 from kit form? If you can sort me out a Fidelity 1000 kit, I'll make that one, Adrian, no problem. I've got a little audio line 340, is it? The smaller one up there to do very soon as well. I did promise a mate of mine I'd get it done for him for his camper van, but I just haven't had a chance yet. So we'll get that one up and running in a video, hopefully. It's a non-worker at the moment, so should be of interest, Adrian, if you're into CB radios. Spin-the-tone CD player kit. No calibration. There's no calibration, Aston. I know you're a bit of a clock man, but yeah, I haven't got a clock calibrator, mate, and I don't think there's any adjustment on it. I think it's controlled by leprechauns. My new bench clock, courtesy of Derrick. Now I do have one of these to give away. So Derrick, do you want to tell us what our keyword is going to be for this? What our keyword is going to be for the clock kit? And I'm sure after seeing the way that this talks, 1951, that you're all going to want one. And I think you can get it to announce on the hour automatically. I've not got time to read through all the instructions in detail at the moment. I've just set the time up on it, but I think you can get it to chime at different times. They call it chime. I take it they just mean talk, because it do talk like it do, like, you know. This year clock, he talks to me, but it's not Devonian. To a Devon dialect clock, no one would understand it then, a bit, apart from us lot down here. We're nearly there. Right, so that's the base of it. Get rid of that. It's blooming late. Yeah, it is getting a bit late. JP8 Jetta. Welcome, mate. We were talking about you yesterday. I expect your ears were burning. Should you be eating them? I don't know, Adrian, but if they taste good, go for it, mate. Welcome, Ken. Oh, your name's Ken. In Canada. Ah, great stuff, Ken. Welcome, mate. Glad you like the videos. Right, well, we're just finishing off building a talking clock, as you can probably hear. 1954. I love it. Brilliant. Right, so these are a bit of a pain. You've got to stick the screws up through the holes. Then I think that's the sides. So you've got to put these little nuts on, which is not that easy with gloves on, actually. But I'd rather have gloves on than have a mucky A mucky clock. That doesn't sound good, does it? Yeah, so we're a little bit later today. Can I come on a bit later because Mrs. Cruncher's at work? I managed to get the chickens all done. I got loose fingers, slack fingers. I maybe need tighter gloves, but these are large. Medium is too small normally. Right, let's make sure we get this the right way up. So if we're going that way around, it's like that. Okay, now I'm going to have to do it. I was hoping not to do it that way, but I might have to. Ah, it's not going to let me, is it? Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe here. A little diddy screwdriver as well, isn't it? Should use my one out the Wearer kit, really. It's that one. Let's loosen this one right off as well. Just do that. Make sure I get this the right way around. So that one's in there, that's at the top. Those two are up the top, so this one does go in here. Oh, hello. Hello. Something's kicking off. Let me go and see what the dogs are up to. Was that mummy coming home? What have you seen? Obviously you've seen something run past. What was it, Maddie? Was it a cat? Go on, get them, season them. I don't know what it was, but they've obviously seen something. What is it? There's nobody out there. Come on. Daft. Come on. That's enough now. In you go, you fierce animals. Go on. Yes, you can have a treat for that. Yes, you can have a treat. Go away then. Go that way. Maddie's knocking stuff off the Christmas tree again. Get, sit down. Oh, hang on, Coco, that's a... Right. God, dear, oh dear. I've obviously seen something out there, probably a cat, I suspect. God, dogs. Mad dogs. Dog fight. Whew, right. That's my exercise for the day. It's all kicking off here, isn't it, eh? It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. I'm on lamp lighting duty. You've got the same kit. Nice one, Ken. David, how you doing, David? I don't know if I said hello. Yeah, we got the same problem here, Spanky. Right. Where were we before we were rudely interrupted? We were just putting the sides on this, weren't we? Gonna be that way up. So then we must have to drop this in there. Oh, it's a tight fit, Graham. Yes, that's better. I have to just loosen them a fraction to get this in. It's a bit tight. It's better. Okay. So that's got to just sort of come around and sit in the middle somehow. It looks almost ought to just have a little bit of double-sided tape to attach to the top of that IC, doesn't it? Or a blob of hot glue maybe, something like that. It needs to sit in the middle there on top of that IC really. But then hot glue will melt. I've got a conductive sticky thing, but I don't really want to use that. Shouldn't get that hot, should it? What have I got here? I'm just going to use a bit of double-sided tape, I think. I could do with some of that foam double-sided tape, actually. I must get me some of that. Got a massive piece. And it's sticking nicely to my gloves. Yeah, there's nothing to hold that in. I also need to check this light sensor before I put it on properly. So I think about there I'll do it. So this light sensor, I think that's got to bend. It wants to bend because it's going to be that way up. It doesn't want to be pointing at the bottom, so it wants to come around and point at the side there, doesn't it? So I see what they meant by their funny diagram now. So it wants to bend like that. Oh, stay there. Ah, stay there, speaker. I like that, I think. That should be fine. Tighten those two now. Right, 4 screws left, but only 3 holes. I think it's going to be better to put these on first. Nearly there. Yeah, Mavis, I wouldn't mind. Hope it still works, yeah. Your amateur call sign is VE6 KRM and also VE5 KRM. I'm M1 GRA. Ken? GRA, M1 GRA. I was previously 2E0 SAG, which is my initials backwards. And I had an M3 called as well. Called Right Up. Fully called. Right, I'm just trying to work out the best way of doing this now. Can I get them in there? Can I? Hell's like. Yeah, I was hoping to do like I did with the sides, but I don't think it's going to play ball. Yeah, these are a pain to put in these, especially with gloves on. Whose idea was the gloves? Hang on there, maybe. Can I get 2? I'm just talking to myself again, people, so as you were. Right, so it's got those 2 in, I think. Just do those 2 up. Let's do this one separately. I don't think I'm going to get that one in there. I might do. Done. You can see how much of a stretch that LED there was. Look, where are we? Look how far over I had to bend that one to get it in the hole. That's a long way over, isn't it? And on the other side. So I think you got the pin out wrong on that one, don't you? But overall, let's pop it back in. So oh, that's the phone. Hang on, that's Mrs. Cruncher. Excellent, Mavis. That was Mrs. Cruncher just saying that she's on her way home. You want to take the RAE again? So there you go.
2011.
2016. I need to change that. I think that's the date, 1st of the 1st. I'm not sure what the S means. But, yeah.
2011.
Excellent. Brilliant. Well, there we are. Thank you very much for that, Derek. So what we're going to use as the keyword then, please, for the giveaway. I'm going to take my gloves off now. That's going back up on top in a minute in place of my other clock. I like that. I like a bit of LED. Retro, isn't it? I tell you, they make your hands sweat, those gloves, don't they? Let's take that off my head as well. That's better. Let's finish my beer off with you guys. So I'm going to do my advent calendar next. So stay tuned for advent calendar. After we've sorted out the keyword. Hold down the voice button to activate the bright LED backlight. Oh, okay. Oof. Whoa. That's more like a torch. You probably can't see the effect of that, but I'd have to turn some of the lighting off here. Turn some of the lighting off. Very fancy, Derek. That's good, isn't it?
2013.
Excellent. I didn't know that. See, I haven't read the instructions yet, Derek. I've just not read the instructions. Five is the day of the week. Okay. About 2 minutes slow. It's cruncher time. So Derek, sorry, I missed if you said earlier what you wanted the keyword to be for this as a giveaway. But ideally, we want somebody that's going to build this on video and just send us a video of them building it. Pryor, hi John, how are you? Right. Shall we just call it Talking Clock? What do you think, Derek? Key work. Right. Oh, right time. Okay. Okay. Right time. Got it. I got it. Right, and keywords buns. Dear, oh dear. Right. So we want to give this away. Got all my junk in the way there. That doesn't sound good, does it? So what you will get, if I can find it, I think it went over here, didn't it? Is you're going to get this complete kit that I've just built. So in order to win this kit, you've got to put the keyword right time in the comments section of this video when it uploads later. So you can't, I don't think you'll be able to do it yet. You might be able to. Not in the chat here, but in the comments of this video later on. And what we'll do is we'll do a draw on Christmas Eve, and whoever wins the draw will get this then we would like to see someone build it. So if you have got the facility to do a video, if it's any of you YouTubers out there, then it'd be great to see it built on your channel. Hope you can solder. Fun time timepiece. Fun time. Derrick's chosen it. It's right time. So right time in the comments of this video, and you stand a chance to win this kit and build it. And I like it. I really like that. That's great stuff.
2016.
It should say Mrs. Cruncher's on the way, shouldn't it? Cruncher's on the way. So there you go. It's a full kit to build it, and I think that's a great bit of fun. Enjoyed doing that, Derrick, so thanks again very much for sending that in, Derrick. Much appreciated, mate. So let's pump the volume up. I'm going to stick that back up there as my new desktop clock, and I'm going to work out how to get it to tell me the time every 5 minutes. So now it's time for the advent calendar. So let me just clear up some of this rubbish, because I have pre-cooked Mrs. Cruncher's tea, really. All I've got to do is warm it through, so I've sort of preempted that I would be a little bit later. But we all love kit building, don't we? If you haven't built a kit before, then once you've done one, you'll want to build some more, trust me. So have you all got that? Keyword right time? Excellent. Let's get rid of that then. And let's see where number 13 is on the advent calendar. Let's get that in shot, hopefully. Coming number 13. Anybody see number 13? Cody's. How you doing, Paul? Oh, okay. I've got one T wrong. Let's just alter that. I've got a missing T. I've got a missing T. Well spotted, Paul. He's the man, isn't he, for spotting problems. It's 2 T's in right time, so scrub what I said just now. Make sure I get the right one then. Right time. Right time. Strange. It just doesn't sound right, does it? It doesn't sound right. So that's a revised keyword. 2 T's. Right time. Have we all got that? I think Benji's hit it on the nose. Middle towards the bottom. Mrs. Cruncher's missing her tea. IC left over. Nut left over. There's no ICs left over. There's some nuts. There's a nut and a bolt left over. There's a capacitor left over, and there's 2 resistors, which are all spare. So that's the correct spelling of right time is there. So ignore what I just said. Right time with 2 T's in it is the key word. You know, it's all sent to Trius and all the rest of it. Right. I think we're about there, aren't we? Is it that way or that way? It's a big one. It's a big one. Let's have a look then. The 13, Santa's trousers. Oh, we've got another big screwdriver. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, useful. 3.5mm, but that's quite a long tip one, isn't it? Where's my oh, I haven't got a 3.5. Oh, I've got a new screwdriver. I haven't got a 3.5. You can see it. I've got a 2.5, a 3 and a 4. So I've now got a 3.5. Excellent. Good stuff. Courtesy of Mrs. Cruncher again. She is the great provider. I think GT Jeff, was it you that offered to buy me the calendar this year? I was very grateful for that, but Mrs. Cruncher had beaten Jeff to it this year. And she always buys me the calendar for my birthday, because my birthday's in November, and that's pretty much when the calendars are released, beginning in November, and they're usually sold out pretty quick. So that's going to be a pretty useful bit of kit, that. You did try, Jeff. Thanks very much, mate. That's very generous of you as well, because they're not cheap, I know. So this has got to go up here. So it looks like we've got another, maybe a large screwdriver coming. That wasn't proper English, was it? That was Devonian English. There we are, coming on nicely. So we've got some bits, bit holder. Let's just turn that down a bit. We've got these little, what I call jeweler's screwdrivers. This is turning out to be, I think, the best one I've had yet. Actually, I think this is the third advent calendar that I've done, isn't it? Weira one. I did the helicopter last year, and I didn't get out to fly that properly. I managed to drop it off the bench and broke a couple bits off of it. And unfortunately, Revell, who make it, will not export to the UK now since Brexit. That's nice of them, isn't it? So I can't get spare parts for it. So there you are. That's the Weira advent calendar coming on very nicely. Right, I think that's it, isn't it? I've probably forgot something else. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing tomorrow? But I can tell you next Wednesday we're going to do an evening and night time of shortwave listening. So next Wednesday it's going to be a late start. Probably be somewhere around about 7:30, 8 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to do shortwave listening. That's not this Wednesday coming, that's next Wednesday, because Mrs. Cruncher's got a late one. So we'll probably use something like 8 o'clock till midnight, something like that. If I can stay up long enough. No bottle openers so far. No, you're right, Spanky, but I have got this. I've got two. I've got this one. I've got a blue one from last year. This was from the year before, so I'm sure there'll be another one in there. That's usually one in there, or corkscrew. Nigel, have a Q&A night. Could have a Q&A night, but what, I mean, I could do. You just have a chat night. Thanks, David. And welcome, Nigel, by the way. Brilliant. Yeah, I think a lot of people do like the shortwave nights, and I thought I'll probably dig that old shortwave radio I picked up as in part of that job lot earlier last year. This year. It's a proper like older one with a proper mechanical tuning and all the rest of it. Because I've got lots of high-tech, fancy stuff there, but it's nice to have the old stuff going, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, that's all to look out for next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday coming, the following Wednesday next week. So as I say, bit different today. Hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed building that kit, and thanks very much to Derrick. Thumbs up to Derrick for sending that on, Derrick. That's a great bit of stuff. I better just push it again.
2025.
Haha, brilliant, love it. I don't know if you can quite see that in the background, can you? Because Santa's lovely fireplace is in the way. It needs to be in Santa's fireplace, really, down here somewhere. Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, people, again, and thanks for the super chats. Patreons, great stuff. Thank you very much for carrying on supporting me. And anybody else is interested in my Patreon page, then have a look at my homepage and click on the Patreon link. So I will catch you tomorrow, people. Bye for now.